This must be kind of a new thing for you because, you're Mr. International usually getting out there and, out and about. How are you feeling cooped up at home?
It's safe to say that I'm ready to go and my family's ready to see me go for a fit.
I bet so.
It's
Yeah.
it's it's just a feeling. I mean, as we've gone to the Skype world and the virtual world, and it's working.
Yeah.
But you know, I do miss being present in front of people and hitting the road. It's interesting that for the past 3 and 4 weeks, they said Florida will be peaking in 2 weeks, and then they push it off. It'll be peaking in 2 weeks, and it really hasn't.
Yeah.
And the rate has started to steady and decline a little bit,
Yeah.
which I believe why the governor is saying, hey, we can relax restrictions for a little bit. And it depends on which side of the fence you sit on.
And ophthalmologists in the Florida area, what are they doing there? Have you noticed?
Yeah, they've been pretty much doing, because it is essential. People with, AMD need their injections. I mean, some are doing cataract surgeries.
Yeah.
Some are elected to hold off. Again, I think it's personal to the ophthalmologist.
Right.
But pretty much anyone that has an emergent or essential need can be seen.
With the equipment that you guys have there at Maculogics, it just occurred to me that now correct me if I'm wrong, but with the Pro, it's basically a very portable device that you can use to measure whether you have AMD or not, right?
Yes, correct.
And I was talking to another guy, Shane Hage, at Eye Care recently in Australia, and he was saying that they have a device called Home, which they're saying that actually because of the new environment and the way that their product is positioned, they actually he met his quota early this quarter in terms of selling that device, particularly to China. So I'm not sure what the status of your business is right now, but it seems like with these portable devices where maybe somebody, I don't know exactly, how it's used, but if it's something that patients could almost self-administer, that could really have a place in our future where maybe self-quarantining or at least removing yourself a bit from the healthcare system is an important thing to do.
Yeah, we believe we're well poised to come out of this post-pandemic phase, if you will, in a very good position, particularly with, hygiene is very important.
Yeah.
So the eye cups are all individual use. There's a single use comfort guard.
Yeah.
So when in contact with your face, so you're only going to use it once, and it's biodegradable and disposable. So the hygiene is there, and with the practitioners opening up their practices again, and of course not seeing patients in full force, gradually getting their patients back,
right,
and trying to get revenue back.
So I wonder if developing that Pro, it was certainly innovative, and when you post the videos about it on social media, but I wonder if it was kind of like a real blessing in a way, developing it just at that stage and having it available for this era that we're in now.
Yeah, obviously when Greg Jackson invented this and developed it, we weren't thinking of COVID, right?
Yeah.
But again, hygiene has always been on the forefront of everyone's minds when we go into a practitioner's office. We want to see them clean the devices to make sure it's sterile for us.
Yeah.
So if you say we're ahead of the curve at that point, yes. So it's really become very advantageous for us. Yeah. In the U.S., right outside of in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, we have our own manufacturing plant now.
Huh.
And that's been, it was a big concern for us at Maculogics as you know, as I said, on March 10th, we issued the stay at home for the headquarter employees. And it was kind of an easy transition for them because
Right.
they were allowed to work from home 2 days a week anyway. And then the field-based team, we grounded them to protect them and protect the customers. And it's the manufacturing facility that we were really, to keep up with the demand of the AdaptDX, we put a lot of protective measures in place for them. High density filters, the air circulates every 25% every hour, the physical distancing, that kind of things.
So I'm trying to envision how your technology would be used in an office post coronavirus. Is it something that is simple enough for a patient to be in a different section of, let's say, a clinic? A doctor comes in maybe, but just briefly, and the patient can almost do it themselves. Or is it important for a clinician to be there? Can you kind of minimize the time between healthcare provider and patient? Describe that scenario to me.
Yeah, the AdaptDX Pro is just an amazing, amazing instrument because it's powered by Thea, which is our artificial intelligence onboard technician.
Yeah,
It's very intuitive. So in what we've seen, the physical tech will hand it to the patient. They basically put it on their head,
right,
secure it in place, and Thea takes it from there. So she's always consistent. She never has a day off. She never has a bad day, and it walks the patient through. And all the feedback we're getting from the patients says, "Wow, you know, it's lightweight. It's very comfortable. It
right.
was very easy to go through the test, and it was one of the most pleasant tests they've ever experienced."
As far as the segment that you're in, and again, that would be more on the posterior segment side of things.
Mm-hmm.
I think the interesting thing is that right now, certainly the refractive sector has taken a hit in ophthalmology, through to, let's say, cataracts because they're non-essential. But as you get toward the back of the eye, that gets a lot more essential. And it's interesting to me because it seems like the posterior segment for some time will maybe carry the industry commercially until it gets back on its feet, which typically it's more the scientific area, you know. But now it seems like you, in the way that you're positioned in your business, put it this way, I bet you're glad you're not selling LASIK right now.
Yeah, well, yes, true. We're very happy in the sector that we're in. We're very thrilled with the products we have to offer to start with.
Yeah,
You know, cataracts, there's a lot of backlog, so I'm sure once everything opens up, you know, the surgeons will be busy.
okay,
But AMD is such an important disease to detect early and manage early, and that's what we're really trying to do, is identify it very early so we can save sight or we can prolong the loss of vision later on. So
right.
yeah, we think it's a very important aspect of where we are.